Hi everyone, welcome to tonight's episode of ParentTown TV. We have here with us Puja Surtani, a director from Spa Ceylon, Singapore. And today we'll be talking about essential oils and how we can use it to treat fevers, colds, and coughs in kids. Moms and dads who are tuning in right now, you can send your questions to us via the ParentTown app, or you can come to the website itself. Puja, so I will be going through the questions. So, from Ming Tan, are there any essential oils I must avoid if I'm breastfeeding, or any essential oils to avoid for my newborn child?
Generally, when it comes to essential oils, especially during pregnancy and the time of breastfeeding, all should be avoided. The only ones that would be safe are 100% pure lavender and maybe chamomile.
Chamomile, okay.
Yeah.
And any particular varieties? Or?
No, just there are 3 or 4 different types, but you just, as long as it's something that you like and the smell is pleasant to you, because pregnancy is a time when you are quite sensitive to smell. So as long as it's pleasant to you, that should be fine.
Okay. Great. I hope that answers your question, Ming Tan. We go to the next one from To Shani. So she basically says, I have no clue about essential oils and its benefits. How do we start from there? How do we ensure that we use the right ones to enhance the kids' immunity? Or is it more of a prevention to prevent them from falling sick?
So essential oils is really like using medication. So there are things that are immunity builders, and there are things that are great for acute issues.
Okay.
So it's a very broad question. So
any particular ones that helps in
immunity building?
Yeah.
I think tea tree is a great oil.
Tea tree, okay.
And eucalyptus. But you have to actually look at the age of the children as well. So there's certain oils that should be avoided in younger children. With very young children, particularly babies, again, lavender and chamomile are okay.
Okay.
But stay away from the rest.
So babies particularly would be below 2, 3
Below 2.
Okay. Alright. Next question from Desiree O. So she says, just to check if it's safe to use essential oils such as lemongrass in my room, if my newborn happens to be out and sleeping with me, is it safe for that?
Lemongrass is actually one of the oils that need to be avoided with newborns. So if she really likes the fragrance of lemongrass, it helps because it does help with anxiety. So if it does help her with unwinding, relaxing, if she diffuses it in the room for about 15 minutes and leaves a bit of time before the baby comes in the room, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, that should be okay.
So as long it's not
avoid using it every day.
Don't use it every day.
Yeah, every 2-3 days is okay. Alternate with the lavender. In Spa Ceylon, we actually have a special blend called Sleep.
Okay.
That's fine too. It will help you unwind, relax, and aid with the anxiety or any stress. So it's got similar effects as the lemongrass would as well.
Okay. It's a more safer alternative in this case.
Just space it out and give time for the baby before they come into the room.
Okay, fantastic. Next one from Jess Gui. Other than cough, cold, and flu and fever, can essential oils help in eczema?
Eczema it depends on the severity, and I wouldn't recommend anything just off that much information. For things like that, things like eczema, I would recommend going to a naturopath.
Oh, someone more qualified.
Far more qualified, who can see the skin, understand where it is, what the issues are, because if it's eczema in the scalp, you probably need a different dilution and a different type of oil than if it was on your arms or on the legs.
Okay. So for the next one from Lei Kuen, in order to reduce a baby's fever, what kind of essential oils should I be using?
Again, baby. So we need to look at the age of the child.
Okay.
Peppermint is usually the best one. If you are using it in a baby, dilution of less than 1% is recommended. So that's where you would take 1 or 2 drops of the essential oil and put it in at least 50 ml of carrier oil.
Okay.
So carrier oils are a base oil that you would blend in.
Mm-hmm.
So good carrier oils are coconut oil, almond oil, avocado,
Mm-hmm.
rice bran.
Okay.
So you can get any of those. Just measure out 50 ml, a maximum of 1 or 2 drops, and a tiny bit on the sole of your baby's foot.
Mm-hmm.
As long as your baby can't put their foot into their mouth, because you really don't want the baby ingesting
Yeah,
these
you don't have to
oils.
ingest the oil, yeah.
So you want to keep it away from the airways, so the nose, the mouth, and so that's why feet are great,
Yeah.
as long as they can't.
It's not even that.
Yeah, as long as they can't pop it into their mouth.
Next question from Cherry Joanna Heng. Are there any specific brands or things to look out for when you buy an essential oil?
Brands, well, it's marketing. Every brand is going to say they are the best. I say that about Spa Ceylon. There are key things you need to look out for. So labeling is essential.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things is you want to see that if it's certified organic, 100% pure essential oil. We do have blends, but we will specify if it's a blend and we will tell you what's in there. You also, in ours, we also have blends with fragrance oils, and we will tell you what that is. Fragrance oil is different from an essential oil because it doesn't have the therapeutic powers or the actual extracts of the plant that have the healing aspects of it.
Mm.
So fragrance is purely like an air freshener.
It's just purely for pleasure.
Exactly. And so key things also to look out for in the packaging is you want a dark bottle, which is either a deep green, blue, or amber,
Mm-hmm.
to take care of the oil, because otherwise it can go rancid. It
I
is
see.
oil. We live in a hot climate.
Yeah, eventually it might go bad. So.
Exactly. So it'll turn rancid. So the dark bottle kept in a cool place, and the labeling.
There you have it. So we have one more question, another question from Abigail. So, how to use essential oils more appropriately? I mean, is there like a certain standard, or is there a best way
Okay,
I
so
should use it?
it depends on what you're using it for. The easiest way to use essential oils is diffusion.
Mm-hmm.
So you would get a burner. You can get the ones with the candles or electric.
Mm-hmm.
Just fill up enough water to the maximum line
Mm-hmm.
and put 3 or 4 drops of essential oil in there and let it diffuse.
Okay.
Depending on the oils and the size of the room, an hour is a good amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a larger room or your windows are open, you can keep
Just
have
keep
it
it
go for a
longer.
bit longer.
Okay.
That's the easiest way.
That's the easiest way.
Yeah.
One from Uma Jagatiswari. I hear that internal use of essential oils can cause seizures in kids. Is that true?
Yes, because the thing is that an essential oil is an incredibly potent form of a plant extract.
Mm-hmm.
So for certain types of oils, 1 drop could be equivalent to 15 cups of a herbal tincture tea made from that.
That's a lot of tea.
And that's a lot of tea. So if you can imagine this small little body with that much in there, it's going to have reactions. So that's why topical application and diffusion are your safest ways to go.
Mm-hmm. So I guess if you want to ingest it, you probably need someone more.
Please
qualified.
go to a naturopath, go to a pediatrician, get the recommendations, because you're also ingesting most likely for a specific reason.
Mhm.
So make sure you get the right one for you, for your body type, for your constitution, and this thing you need.
Okay.
Don't go with anything you read on the internet. It's too much stuff.
Remember, ingestion only when you have someone qualified.
Yes.
Next one from Aruna. What are the major differences between using Vicks, vapor rubs, and essential oils?
It would be the ingredients. I still remember my mom used to stick Vicks on me as a child.
Mhm.
I used to run away. Mainly because I used to find the smell too strong.
Is it because it's too hot or something?
Yeah, and I mean, you're already feeling sick, right? But if you think about it, Vicks has a very strong eucalyptus menthol kind of fragrance.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the essential oils
Mm-hmm.
we would recommend
Yeah.
if you have any congestion.
All right.
So I would just say the biggest difference would probably be the quality of the ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what goes in Vicks.
Okay.
I can't comment.
All right.
But if you pick a good quality essential oil, I would think it would have better benefits.
Better
for you.
benefits than using fixed paper.
My opinion is that.
Okay.
But like I said, I haven't studied the ingredients in Vicks.
Fair enough, fair enough. Another question from Uma. What are the general safety guidelines when using essential oils?
So, diffusion would generally be the safety guideline is you want to keep it somewhere safe where your kids can't reach it.
Mhm.
You are applying heat to the water, so you don't want anything knocking it. Keep it away from curtains and windows,
Okay.
that sort of stuff. So, general stuff like that.
Is that, I mean, in case of adults, is there anything like inhaling too much of it? Is such
Generally,
thing as that?
I don't think so because the smell does get quite intense.
Yeah.
So I don't think too many people can be in a room with overdoing it in that sense with the diffusion.
Mm-hmm.
With topical application, if you are doing your own blends,
Mhm.
you need to check your dilutions.
Okay.
So
You have to make sure what you're doing. You know what you're doing.
yeah. So look at it, study it, look at what you're doing, and look at your blend.
Okay. We have another question from Felicia Chua. My baby girl is 5 months old, and she's still having a flu. What kind of oil can I use, and can we apply on her? I think you mentioned earlier that anyone below
Yeah.
2.
Avoid applying it on them directly again, unless it's again in the less than 1% dilution,
Mm-hmm.
and feed.
Okay.
If she's 5 months old,
Yeah.
so then a little bit of diffusion in the room could
Mhm.
help as well.
Okay. Anything in particular that you would treat for flu? Any oil?
Flu, would that mean like fever? Then
Yeah.
peppermint
Peppermint.
is great,
Okay.
but not in young babies.
All right.
With younger babies, if there's a bit of congestion, we generally recommend either eucalyptus, but
Mhm.
again, because that's not the best, but tea tree.
Tea tree. Tea tree
So
oil.
that's a good alternative to eucalyptus for younger babies.
Okay. Question from Hamiza. Can you use essential oils to cure tonsillitis or really bad sore throat? If so, what do you recommend?
I've never tried that, so I'm sorry I can't really answer that right now.
Anything to soothe the throat in general.
Well, the thing is, that's again because the soothing usually comes through ingestion.
Ah.
So that's why I don't recommend ingestion. So I can't really answer that.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so next one from Wendy. How do you know which oils are quality when they all claim to be the best? I mean, like this brand is
Yeah.
the best, that brand
Yeah.
is the best.
So what you're looking for is good, clear labeling,
Mm-hmm.
where they tell you it is 100% pure essential
Mhm.
oil. If it's organic, they label it. If it's not organic, they label it accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
If they're all organic in that particular brand, great. If there's some that are fragrance oils, there's some that are blends. So your labeling is key.
Mm-hmm.
Another point that you could look at is pricing. If it's $2, it probably isn't the best quality essential oil, but it doesn't mean you have to look for one that's $200.
What kind of price
Um,
range is it usually?
I would say good quality oils you can get some really good quality oils between $20 to $50.
Oh, that's okay.
The $50 are the more expensive oils because certain spices are more expensive, certain plants are more expensive.
More difficult to get and all that.
Yeah,
Okay.
or just even the distillation process is more intense,
Mhm.
so the cost goes up.
Ah, okay. So we have the next question from Kathy Lee. Are there any oils I can put in my baby's bath or put on at bedtime to make him sleep better?
So again, I wouldn't recommend bath for a baby,
Mm-hmm.
but in the room you could diffuse lavender
Okay.
because lavender is great for relaxation.
Mm-hmm. Is that the one of the oils that you recommended?
Yeah, so we do have a sleep blend,
Mm-hmm.
which is lavender, ylang, and patchouli.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a great 100% essential oil. Actually, in this particular line, not in our essentials, we even have a room spray.
Mm-hmm.
So for a baby, that actually would be a better thing to go with because it's already diluted. You don't need to worry about doing all that stuff. Grab it, few spritzes
Just
in
spray
the
out.
air, and the fragrance will help calm. It helps for jet lag as well, even for adults. If you travel a lot,
Mm-hmm.
take it with you
Just
on
spray
your
out.
pillow. Put it on your pillow in the hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
It's Fantastic.
Okay.
I actually had to do a 2-day trip to Germany, and I did not. I was fine.
Maybe I could try using that next time.
Yeah, I love it.
We have one from Rose. If you could only have one essential oil in your cabinet, what would that be?
Well, due to my frequent tendency to stuffy noses, for me it's eucalyptus. I can't do without it. Yeah.
So you use it as part of your steam bath, or just?
Yeah. So what I do is I take a few drops and put it on the base of my shower, and let the hot water run and create a little mini steam room of my own. So I have a clear sinus and I'm still ready for work on time.
And ready to start your day.
Yes.
Okay, interesting one from Regina Lim. Has anyone ever used essential oils during labor, and has it helped at all?
Has anyone used it? I don't know. I wouldn't recommend it again because it's the same, goes back to the pregnancy, breastfeeding, prenatal thing. I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay.
So from my knowledge, I would say no.
Okay. So I guess no will be not recommended.
The thing is, there are a lot of midwives out there, and there's a lot of alternative healing people out there. So maybe there's research going on, but it's just not crossed my path yet.
Okay. Fair enough. One from Regina Pei. Which essential oils are not safe to use during pregnancy? All of them.
All of them.
Any particular reasons why?
Because of the intensity and the potency of essential oils.
Even when it's diffused?
As a fragrance, if you're using it in a little bit for air freshening or cleaning up a room, it's definitely better for you than artificial air fresheners. So that's fine. But if you're using it for purely therapeutic purposes, I wouldn't recommend it. Lavender is okay. Chamomile is okay.
Okay. Does that include massages?
Massages again is the because it goes straight into your bloodstream. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. We're approaching close to the end of our episode. Thank you, Puja, for coming down.
Thank you.
And making time to join us. So, thank you everyone for joining us today for our current episode. We'll be having these episodes every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. So do tune in the next time round, probably next Tuesday. Have a great night.
Thank you.